Hello, this is the West Country Tonight. The headlines this evening. 400 jobs at risk. The food company Kraft says it's closing its HQ in Cheltenham. And dozens of schools in the West Country boycott the SATs tests. Good evening. 400 jobs are under threat tonight after the American food giant Kraft said it's moving its UK headquarters out of Gloucestershire. The company recently bought Cadbury. It's now moving its HQ in Cheltenham to the Midlands. Here's our Gloucestershire correspondent, Ken Goodwin.
Well, Kraft has become almost as much of a fixture of Bays Hill Road as Cheltenham Ladies College, which is just opposite now. Kraft have been here for 25 years. They employ 400 people, and today those staff were told that this building is closing down, and over the next 18 months. Some of the staff here, though they haven't been told how many, some of them will be able to transfer up to Kraft's Bourneville plant in Birmingham.
It's the right thing to do for our business. It's necessary to bring our teams together so that we can make this company a success in the future, and that means, unfortunately, that there are hard choices that we have to make. So hence these proposals today, and we're going to be consulting with our employees about that.
Now, this has come as a jobs blow to the region, especially after what happened down at Keynsham near Bristol when Kraft bought Cadbury's. Before the deal was done, it hinted it might be able to save that plant, but after the deal said no, the plant will go ahead and close. Now, this is all part of a consolidation programme by Kraft. It's going to lose some jobs, and it's going to concentrate its production and its research and development up at Bourneville in Birmingham.
Ken Goodwin there. In other news, a woman's been killed after her car crashed into cliffs at Cheddar Gorge. Police say it collided with the cliffside at the south end of the gorge and is then thought to have burst into flames. It happened just after 7 o'clock this morning. A Royal Marine who was killed in an explosion in Afghanistan at the weekend has been named as Corporal Christopher Harrison. He was from 40 Commando Royal Marines based in Taunton. The 26-year-old died in the blast while on foot patrol in Helmand province yesterday.
Chris embodied the best of his generation: fit, bright, determined and incredibly courageous. He died leading his fellow Marines on operations against an insurgent threat in Sangin. At this difficult time, our thoughts are with his wife Becky, his family and his friends.
A tribute to Corporal Harrison. Dozens of schools across the West Country have taken part in a nationwide boycott of SATs tests. 600,000 10 and 11-year-olds across England were due to take the tests, which critics say are less about children and more about league tables. This report from Laura Sullivan.
It's about as far from an exam room as you can get. This morning, these 11-year-olds were doing some hands-on learning as they started a project on the World Cup. Their peers across the country were taking national tests in English and maths, known as SATs. But the papers at this school remain firmly locked in a cupboard. So why have the National Union of Teachers and the National Association of Head Teachers decided to boycott the exams?
Well, I hope it makes the government think again about children and how we assess children. The SATs at Key Stage 2, when children are 10 and 11 years old, are made on, the decision about their levels, their grades, is made on one exam on one day, whereas that doesn't happen in any other area of education.
Here at Filton Avenue Junior School, the pupils have already been assessed, but staff say the process was fairer. Some pupils were happy to miss out on the tests, but others say they might have liked the exam practice.
It would help us if we did SATs now, but of course we're not doing them anymore. So.
The unions claim they're also worried about the pressure that SATs put on pupils, and they claim the tests narrow the curriculum, encouraging staff simply to teach children to do well in exams, rather than look at their all-round education. The main aim of the SATs is to provide a measure to allow parents and the government to assess a school's performance. If they take part in the boycott, then schools can't be included in annual performance league tables. So do parents support today's action? We took to the streets of Bristol to find out.
I think there's too much pressure on children there. Too many tests.
Well, my son didn't do his last year, and he was quite happy about that. We thought that he made more progress actually without doing his SATs.
The authorities maintain that the SATs are a vital way of holding schools to account and say they're disappointed with today's action. But the future of the tests will only be decided once a new government is in place. Laura Sullivan in Bristol for the West Country Tonight.
The dramatic moment a vintage aircraft suffered an engine failure in flight has been caught on camera. The plane was flying thousands of feet above the Gloucestershire countryside when it happened. Smoke billowed from the engine, but the pilot managed to land the plane safely in a field.
The plane was shaking, but I saw it was because there was a lot of wind. Then I heard, "Mayday, mayday, we're on fire." And I thought, is she supposed to say something like that? Tizzy, the pilot, she looks completely in control. So I didn't really panic. And I was enjoying every minute of it anyway. So I suppose I knew I wasn't going to die there.
Time to take a look at the weather now. Here's Alex.
ITV West Regional Weather. Sponsored by Braces Bread. Enough said.
Hello, it did feel pleasant where the sun did come out today. It'll be feeling a bit colder tomorrow, but things should begin to warm up again as we head into the second half of the week. And it's really a case of variable amounts of cloud with some light and showery outbreaks of rain for the next few days. As for outside at the moment, it's largely dry, maybe a few spits and spots of rain up towards parts of Gloucestershire, but it's cloudier than we first thought, and this is going to help the temperatures because we thought it would be very chilly, but we're looking at nighttime lows of around 3, maybe 2 degrees Celsius in some countryside areas. So you never know, maybe a touch of frost tomorrow morning. It certainly will be a fairly changeable start to the day. 1 or 2 showers still breaking out through the course of the morning, some bright spells coming through at times, but a fair bit of cloud around as well, and where thick enough we'll see a few showers breaking out from time to time, and that's really the case as we head into the second half of the day as well. Temperature is fairly disappointing, 12 or 13 degrees Celsius, but the wind's coming from the north and fairly light for the time being. Now onto the outlook, a showery day on Wednesday with some bright spells in between. Thursday looks set to be drier, but things could cloud over later on in the day with 1 or 2 showers appearing. As for Friday, waking up to a fairly grey start with outbreaks of rain, getting better in the afternoon, still 1 or 2 showers around, but there will be some bright spells and temperatures beginning to recover up to around 14 degrees Celsius. Good night, see you tomorrow.
Sponsored by Braces Bread. Enough said.
Clint Eastwood is up next on ITV1 in the film Dirty Harry. The next update from us is tomorrow morning during GMTV. For now though, good night and thanks for watching.